The day has finally come. You've got your machine, but one of the first things that I'm going to do when I get my machine out of the box or when I get to a job site is I'm going to check to make sure that it's moving smoothly across the floor. As you can see, I'm moving it pretty easily here. What that's telling me is that my rear axle is enough off the floor that I'm not dragging, I'm not hitting any high spots. One of the first things that I always do when I get an A95 shop blaster out of the box, once I've checked to make sure that it moves smoothly, is I take a Sharpie, and down here on the rear axle, I like to make some marks just right here above where the axle is on the machine. And the reason that I do that is that a lot of times as people are lifting these machines in and out of trailers, trucks, vans, you know, what have you, when they lift them, they set them back down on that rear axle. And what can happen over time as guys slam them down onto the ground and the floor is that that axle gets knocked out of alignment. So the machine would drag, and that would be one of the main indicators. So by putting the line on the back there, if you, one, can't see the line, or if there's a gap between the line and where the top of the axle is, you know that it's out of alignment. It's quick and easy to adjust. What you might say is, hey Tom, I've had my machine for a while. How would I know if my axle is in alignment? And that's actually pretty easy too. You can go ahead, remove these side brushes here on both sides and check. Just put a measuring tape up to the front and back, and they should be about a 1/4 of an inch gap at the front and the back of the machine on both sides. And if you're right around there, then you're right where you should be for that machine to be working properly. Once we know that our machine is moving smoothly at a job site, one thing I'm gonna do is that I'm going to charge the magnets on the machine. Around where the shot gets thrown at the floor, there are 3 magnets, 1 on the front, 2 on the sides. And what charging the magnets does is it builds a curtain of shot between the floor and the magnet in that 1/4 inch gap. And what that does is as you're moving, it's gonna help control the shot whenever you go over a high spot or a low spot. So you're not flinging shot all over your job site. And the way that we do that is pretty simple. I like to use a hand magnet. You can just dump shot on the floor if you want. You know, there's no particular way you can do it, but I like to just put a nice pile of shot out here. I'm gonna kind of tilt the machine back. I'm gonna set it here in the shot. I'm gonna kind of give it a little bit of a shake, get some of that extra shot off, maybe push it a little bit, and then I'm gonna clean it up. The reason I'm gonna clean up that extra shot is, again, shot blasters work on rebound and suction. So if I start to try blasting my shot into a pile of shot, well, that pile of shot is soft. So the shot on shot is not gonna rebound back up into the machine. So I've lost half of my rebound and suction, so it's not gonna work. So charge the magnets, clean up what doesn't stick to them, you're ready to go. The next thing I'm gonna do at a job site is I'm gonna walk the job site with my sweeper magnet. If you're at a new build construction site, if you're in a garage that's been used for a long time, if you're out on a sidewalk somewhere, metal things just happen. They fall out, they accumulate in expansion joints. There's bolts, there's nuts, there's screws, there's razor blades. There's a lot of that stuff that's just on the floor. If you walk the job site first with your sweeper magnet, anything metallic like that is gonna get picked up, stuck to the bottom of the magnet, rather than getting sucked up into the machine as you're operating. And that really comes down to a safety aspect of using this machine. There are such tight tolerances inside this machine, and your blast wheel is spinning at such a high RPM that you want to prevent anything that is not, you know, the size of a bead of shot from running through the machine. Now, we've got a screen inside here that is meant to prevent some of that stuff from getting through, but every once in a while something can get through, and when that happens, the potential of it getting lodged inside the machine and breaking apart your blast wheel, you just don't want to have to go there. It's scary. There's a very loud bang. You're certainly going to scare the crap out of yourself. You might scare the crap out of everybody else around you. And you don't want to destroy your machine and your investment. So one easy, quick safety precaution: walk the job site first, and you'll be good to go. My machine is charged. I've walked the job site. It's ready to go. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna load the machine with shot. Again, a couple ways you can do it. You can just pour the shot from a bag into it. You can pour shot from a bucket into it. I've got these great hand magnets. And how much shot do I put in this machine? So I am gonna load it right up to the bottom of the screen that I've got in here. So, you know, for what I'm pulling up from this, it's about 4 hand magnets worth. And the reason that I'm only filling it up to the bottom of the screen is I want enough shot in the machine to be able to flow through the system completely. But I also want to leave enough room for the shot to be able to cascade down and separate from the dust. So that's that suction part. So that's a great amount in here. I've verified in here that I don't see any sort of, you know, material or anything. I know this is pretty clean shot, so I didn't put any bolts or anything in there. So I just shut the lid, put those handles up, and I'm ready to plug it in and use the machine. So I'm ready to go. I'm gonna pretend that I've got my machines plugged in. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to attach a hose to this. So on the shot blaster, I like to run it from the backside between the handles, plug it right here onto the machine. If for some reason yours is a little bit loose, or maybe you lost the nice adapter on the hose here, obviously duct tape works great. Grandfather always said duct tape holds the world together. And the other one here is gonna go onto the dust collector. Nick can cut out me struggling with it. All right, so the next one goes onto the dust collector. We pair the A95 to work with our DL2000. The DL2000 is a 235 CFM dust collector, and with this 20 feet or so of hose in between them, it has the right amount of CFM to be able to pull silica dust out of this machine without sucking the shot out. So what would happen if you pair it with a different dust collector that is maybe stronger or not as strong? So it goes back to the suction part of the rebound and suction of how these machines work. Too much suction, you're gonna suck the shot right out of the machine. Not enough suction, you're gonna allow silica dust to build up into the machine. It's not gonna work as effectively. You could end up dropping shot. You could end up drawing too much power. Ultimately, what it really does is it also wears out the internal components of your machine faster. So pairing these two machines together, following the manufacturer's specifications, is the right way to go. And for us, that is our DL2000 and our A95. Thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch this video. I hope that going over all of this helps you get familiar with your A95 a little bit better. If there's anything you think I didn't cover in this video, or if you've got any questions, please reach out to us. Go to our website, give us a shout. We would love to hear from you and help you out. Thanks so much.